All right then, lads. Welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the transfer show, the Sunday transfer show. We're gonna be diving into lots of content, but Arthur Melo and Dusan Vlahovic still making headlines in regards to Arsenal transfers. A couple of minutes ago, again, Jerome Baron, CEO at Fiorentina, coming out very, very frustrated. And this is really angry, right? There are times when clubs are angry with players, and I think Fiorentina are desperate. He's come out very, very angry. He's been speaking to DZN, Days in Sport. It's one of those channels that I really media that I don't watch, but I do follow them. I do give them some of my time. And basically, what he's been saying is, why is Vlahovic and the agent not speaking to us? We also dive into the line that Vlahovic missed or is missing this weekend. There are two possible explanations to that. One is that he might be out because he's one of the two players that really contracted COVID-19, or something transfer related. Right, we're gonna also dive into that, but the big story, today is Arthur Melo and that deal being really, really progressing. Arsenal, I believe, to be very, very close to agreeing with that deal, 18-month loan deal. So probably next week, we should be finalizing that, and it's going to be done. But we also have a story on Renato Sanches. Reports there from L'Equipe from France, indicating that he's put his talks for a new contract on hold after interest from Arsenal reawakening. Right, lots of content to speak about, and then we'll try to dive into the whole week and see how it is gone in terms of transfers. Are we doing well? Are we doing poorly? Of course, we are about to get a new goalkeeper. Leno could be on his way out, but is it enough time? Today is the 23rd. That means we are left with 1 week, strictly 1 week to the end of the transfer window. Have we done enough? Have we done enough in terms of this January transfer window? Get involved there in the comments below. Right, where do we begin, lads? Let's begin off by reminding you it's a weekend. We are playing Burnley. We have a 1.3 odd in Burnley. If you want to bet, look, I don't want to say to go for Arsenal, but it's my team and I love Arsenal. So I mean, just make some few coins this weekend with Mailbet. My promo code Cossy really works well. Go there. Link is in the video description. Click on it. Just join. Just talk to them. Sign up with them. Bet with them. And win with them. I think Arsenal will win this one. Honestly, I think Arsenal will win this one. If you're afraid of that straight win for Arsenal, why don't we go for both teams to score in that game against Chelsea, Tottenham? I feel like it's gonna be both teams to score. Or alternatively, we could go for an under 3.5 in this Arsenal game. I don't see Burnley really open up. It would be very, very surprising if they open up. We've talked about it in the preview. They've only conceded 27 times this season, and they're among the top 10 clubs to concede very, very few goals. Arsenal this season are also not really conceding. The rate at which we are scoring goals is a little bit alarming and questionable. So why don't we just go for an under 3.5? Right, it would actually work for us. But anyway, let's get to the content. Melbets, bet with them, bet responsibly. Betting not allowed if you're not 25. That is what I'm told by regulations. And also make sure you bet and stake what you can afford to lose. Let's start off with Dusan Vlahovic. I mean, it's a song. It's a song, but there is nothing I can do. You guys, even in the morning show, you people really bombarding my comment section. Cossy, tell us about Dusan Vlahovic, what's happening, what is new about this and things like that. It shows how much you people want to know about Dusan Vlahovic, and it's my job. I've got to tell you, I've got to let you know of what you need to know. Right. So Vlahovic, the latest around that deal, Fabrizio Romano, quoting again Des in Spot. He said, this is Fiorentina CEO Jerome Baron. We've not received any official bid for Dusan Vlahovic as things stand. So we stand to be corrected. I mean, it's been a lot of talk. I personally, I did report about a 66 million deal that had been tabled. But according to Jerome Baron, they have not received any official bids for Dusan Vlahovic. And it says, we are open to discuss and negotiate, but we want, and this is where it is important, lads. This is where the frustration is, and this is where, guys, make sure you do subscribe to 99 Sport, because I'm going to do a full video about this whole ruckus. It is so childish, right? So he says, we are open to discuss and negotiate, but we want Vlahovic and his agent to be clear on the future as they are not answering. We need to talk about it, he told Dazen Sport. Absolute sense. Absolute sense. I think for me, as an Arsenal fan, this is what I want to hear, right? This is what I want to hear. And do not expect me now to do another story on this channel saying Arsenal, Vlahovic, blah, blah, because this for me is the final take. Until we get anything extra from official, authentic sources, I don't think that we need to take any more rumors. This is it. So he says they are open to discuss. Actually, he re-echoes what he said in the earlier interview. I don't remember the media he was speaking to, but we did quote him, and I'll try to find out the media. But this time he says, we want Vlahovic and his agent to be clear on the future as they are not answering. And I think this is, for me, unprofessional, really, really immature from Vlahovic and the agents. Not because I'm an Arsenal fan and we want the player. Not really. It's not the reason. The reason why I feel it's a little bit immature and a little bit uncalled for. Dusan Vlahovic is a Fiorentina player by contract. And Theo have the right to sell him, by the way. They do. If they, if there is an agreement between them, and the player, they can sell him. Right? They can sell him. So at any rate, right? At any rate, Fiorentina do have all, they have all the authority to ask and talk to Dusan Vlahovic about his future. His contract runs down in 2023. That is the time when a player signs a new contract. That is the time when a player signs or rejects a new contract. Yes, he's rejected a couple of contract proposals from Fiorentina, and now they're telling him, what is it you want? Do you want to stay here until your contract runs down? He doesn't answer. Do you want to join any club in January? He doesn't want to answer. Do you want to go in the summer? He doesn't want to answer. It's frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating. For me, it's childish. It's childish. It's childish from the agent. It is childish from the player. I mean, it's as simple as making. Look, look at what Edin Nketiah has done with Arsenal, and what Alexander Lacazette said. Look at what they've done with Arsenal. They said, look, we want this club, we love this club, but these are our terms and conditions. You either meet them, or we do not sign a new contract with you. With Vlahovic, he's so silent. He's making life very, very difficult, for Fiorentina. And I don't want to say that Fiorentina are really the victims in this. They are victims, because if you look at the situation, they are victims. But I think they are also desperate. They're also really, really desperate. They're looking for that small hole. They're looking for that small kind of space where they can, squeeze in their agenda. That's it. They just want that small space where they can squeeze in their agenda, sell the player, and maximize revenue. And you don't blame them. When was the last time Fiorentina sold a player for 77 million? When was the last time? Have they ever? I'm not really sure. We should go back, and research, in history. So the fact that Fiorentina are very open and they put this in the public. They're looking for that sympathy vote, right? And I think they got it. They've really got it. I don't think anyone is now, sympathizing with Dusan Vlahovic or the agent. No, Fiorentina, good politics. They have victimized themselves. They have got the sympathy vote, but it's not changing anything at the moment. And also, I think Jerome Baron makes it very clear now. And so, Arsenal, are they fooling us? Are they trying to fool us? Because the stories that are coming out are Arsenal ready to buy Dusan Vlahovic in January. They have made bids to sign and attempts to sign the player. According to Jerome Baron, they have not had any attempts. They have not had any official bids. So that means the truth is that the deal has never been that close. The deal has never been one that is likely. It has never been likely. Like, all reports have been reporting, and how we've been looking at them in the media. Sky Italia, Goal, whichever, DiMaggio, and whatever kind of crap. That means it's not true. That means it has never been likely. That means the possibility of him coming to Arsenal in January is as good as dead. Honestly. I mean, we need to be honest with ourselves. The possibility of him coming to Arsenal is as good as dead. And of course, it reminds me of Italiano's words yesterday. When he said, Vlahovic, nothing has changed. I see the same Dusan Vlahovic every day. I can't wait for the market to close. That means they are confident. They are really, really confident that he's going to stay. Absolute sins. Absolute sins. So, look, today and yesterday, rumors have been flying around. The Arsenal started looking at a couple of alternatives. That is what we've got to do now. That is what that is what we have to do. But the alternatives are also as hard as this Dusan Vlahovic deal. But reports today have said that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang leaving the club will force Arsenal to get in a replacement 100% in January. But it's 1 week. Is it going to be that kind of week that is really filled with action? Is it going to be that week that is really filled with lots of anticipation? I will be waiting. I'll definitely be waiting. Right. So today, that is the first story we had to discuss. Fabrizio Romano, good journalist, good job quoting their Dazn, or Dazn, if you want to check out the interview. Dazn Sport, saying that Jerome Baron is quoting and being very, very vocal there, saying they have not received any bids, official bids from any clubs. They have had contacts with English clubs, but no official bids. And he's saying, please, Vlahovic and your agent, come out. I mean, how childish is this? How childish could it be, right? Very, very childish. Like, the player's agent is hiding. The player himself is hiding. What are they hiding? Come out and say it. We don't want to join Arsenal. We don't want to join Spurs. We don't want to do this. I think, if a player under contract, even in the summer, by the way, Fiorentina do still have a chance to keep him until next summer, right? So they could have him this season and next season. They can decide not to sell him. They can't, right? Because they still have a contract. But coming out and as Fiorentina, for me, I think they've really, really done well, professional. They've just come out and told the player, tell us what you want, tell us where you stand. If you're in that lane where you want to sign a new contract, tell us. If you don't want to sign a new contract, tell us. If you want a January move, tell us. If you do not want a January move, tell us. But he's not saying anything. And we will move away from that. The other story I would wish to discuss today is Renato Sanches. Now, Renato been in the news, really, honestly. Been in the news. He's been in the news for quite some time, and then he went away. He's been linked with Arsenal, and we've discussed Renato on a long-term basis, but at length, not really long-term, but at length, right? So today, reports have come out, and they are indicating that Renato Sanches has actually decided to halt or pause talks with Lille Metropole, his current club in France, after Arsenal have reportedly revived their interest in him. He's valued at around 27 million euros. He's 24 years of age, plays in that central midfield role that Arsenal desperately need to fill. So this is the story from Lee Equip. I'd love to read it for you before we go any further, because really, Lee Equip are very, they're not so controversial, but at times I'm really afraid of them. Metro, do give me a follow. It is I've changed my my Twitter handle to make it easy, so it is Cossy Arsenal, right? It is Cossy Arsenal. Follow me there, Cossy Arsenal on Twitter. Cossy Arsenal. Just type Cossy Arsenal. You'll be fine. You'll be able to find me there. And of course, my bio there. You have presenter at 99 Sport and Cossy's Arsenal podcast. Social media influencer. Right. I need this one. Let's talk about. Um. Let's talk about. Um. Uh, Renato Sanches, right? Let's talk about Renato Sanches. Because Lee Equip, where is the story? Right. There we go. This is the story. So Lee Equip, Renato Sanches has decided to hold his new contract talks with Lille Metropole after Arsenal revived their interest in the midfielder, as per Lee Equip. It's a story that I've seen as Arsenal trying to find for alternatives in the midfield. We'll also be discussing Arthur Melo. That deal reportedly very close. Right. So we'll be diving into that, and of course, the comments of Allegri that he put out, he put out yesterday. But one thing I want to say with Renato, it's a deal that Arsenal know that it's easy to do but risky. Listen, I think Arsenal really wanted to get in a player on loan in January, assess them. I think this is what we wanted with Arthur. Get him out, get him on loan in January, assess him. If he works well, then you could sign him. It's good. It's more like the Dani Ceballos situation. We signed in Dani Ceballos and it wasn't the best. Really, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best of. Just imagine if we had committed to buying Dani Ceballos, it would have been very ugly, right? Because we would have paid money for a player who was absolutely crap throughout his time at Arsenal. So with Renato Sanches, Arsenal are still very skeptical. It's like the Felipe Coutinho gamble, injured, but you can have him, right? Lille Metropole have already made themselves clear. You can have him. As simple as that. If you want him, you can have him. But the fact that they say you can have him, it just creates lots and lots of fear in me, because they know behind there that is he is an injury-prone player. There's never going to play for you 30 games in a campaign. That is not what we're looking for. We're looking for something better than Xhaka. And for me, all the things that Xhaka has positive, I need a player to come and stay with them. Durability, reliability, passing accuracy, and passing range. That is what we get from Granit Xhaka. He's good at that, honestly. His passing does not create any chances. He doesn't get involved in any shot creating actions, really. But at least what you have in Xhaka is a reliable, durable player who's got that kind of passing range, who's got that kind of accurate passing. So you need to begin with, you need those four things. Renato has them, but reliability, he's not reliable. Durability, he is not durable. He's not going to be there all the time. And it makes no sense in this current situation. Arsenal signing in, someone who's really, very injury prone. It would make absolutely no sense for me. So Renato Sanches, maybe I don't want to call him a panic buy, really, I don't want to call him a panic buy because he's not. He might not. He's not the kind of player that you could call a panic buy. We need him. We need him, right? So he's not a panic buy, but he's one of those. He's just one of those players that just feel, is he really there, right? Is he? Does he tick all the boxes? Fitness wise, he doesn't. The rest of it, he does. So unless Arsenal decide to sign in Renato Sanches with hope that they will also get in another player who's also going to be very, very, durable and reliable to be backup. Otherwise, if you do not have a backup for Renato, and it's like you've done nothing. Premier League is so physical. If he's picking up those injuries in other leagues that are not as physical as the Premier League, then he's going to be to be picking up those injuries in the Premier League as many as he can. So I love him. I rate him as a player. I'll do a video about him on 99 Sport. Yeah, I'll do a video about him on 99 Sport. I promise. But he shouldn't be priority. His fitness levels are a point of concern. They're a point of worry. But I think it's a very, very good deal in terms of financially. It's a good deal. It is not that kind of deal that you need a king's ransom to sign the player. It's actually half the price of Bruno Guimaraes. Guimaraes is 45 million euros. He's 25, right? Valued around 25, 27 million euros. So, it's half the price. And if you look at what you're getting in Renato, you're getting a very good player, by the way. I might speak at a low tone, I might speak with less emphasis, but we are talking about a player who can play for you in that, in that central midfield role, and you're satisfied. He can satisfy you, but not every game, right? Burnley are going to knock you down. Clubs like Brentford are going to knock you down, and then you're going to have, you're going to pick up the injuries, and your career is really going to get trained. So it's not a gamble that I really love Arsenal to do, but if Renato or no one, Renato all day long, right? If Renato or no one, Renato all day long. I'll take him, right? I'll take him. But before we take him, Melo. Now, reports have come out, and these are very, very strong, indicating that Arsenal are on the verge of finalizing that deal between them and Juve for Melo. They're a little bit contrary to what Allegri said yesterday, because Allegri came out and said, look, the squad is untouched and it is going to stay like that until the end of the season. But this is very, very new, right? Because this was from Antonio from Heat FC, and this is what he said. So Arsenal are in talks to sign new goalkeeper, New England Revolution goalkeeper Matt Turner, voted as the best goalkeeper in the Major League Soccer. Melo from Juve talks about an 18-month loan plus an option to buy. Right, so it looks like the latest information coming out of there is Melo could be on his way to Arsenal. 18-month loan deal. That is what Juve have said. They're kind of braggart. They've said, meet our conditions or you do not get the player. And I think Arsenal, look, we are like beggars. I don't want to say this, but we are like beggars. It seems like we don't have so much of a choice. We don't have that big sample space to choose from, first and foremost, unless we are going to go for players like Ramsey. But if we don't want to go back for players like Ramsey, then the sample space is limited to players like Melo, Bruno Guimaraes, who's expensive, and Gigino Wijnaldum. I'll talk about Gigino Wijnaldum in a minute as well. Right. But at the moment, it looks like our priority is Melo, and that deal could be on the verge. Reports coming in from Italy. I'm still very excited and very, very patient. I want to see the nature of information that is going to come out, today or tomorrow, the nature and tone of information. Because I think you have a game today, if I'm not mistaken. They might have a game today. So if it features in that game, does that mean the deal is off, or does that mean that is his last game for Juve? So they have a game today at night, 23 hours, and they're playing AC Milan, right? So the lineups are not really confirmed yet, right? The lineups are not confirmed yet. We would know. But I want to see, does he play in this game they have against AC Milan? If he plays in this game, what happens after that, right? I would really, really love to know what happens after that. Is the deal on? Is the deal of, personally, I still believe, and this is me believing as an Arsenal fan, I believe this deal will get over the line. I don't know why I'm so sure, but I just believe it will get, it will get over the line. Like I said, over Ben White in the summer, lots of talk around there. Juve looking up for replacement. Also, Brighton in the summer talking about, not giving away Ben White minus finding a replacement and all those things. But it's a deal that I feel will happen. Juve, their mission has not changed. Let go of players that are earning so much and try to bring in quality. They're looking at Zakaria. They're looking at Skamaka. At the moment, Dimasio, they're confirming that Juve have been interested in Vlahovic for some time. Him and Skamaka are priority targets for Juve, but getting them in January will be difficult. For this reason, Juve will look for alternative solutions for now, turning their attentions back to June. Right, so Juve, I think this window is a clear out window for Juve. That's what they want to do. They want to. I've seen Otto Bentancur is linked to Aston Villa. That deal could happen. Villa really doing very, very good business. Of course, we know much about Dejan Kulusevski and the interest. If I think the right offer comes in, they will let him go. Arthur Melo, is the same. That's why they want that prolonged loan deal. They don't want a short-term long deal. They want to deal with their finances. They want that kind of grace period to deal with their finances, probably a year and a half. Right. So if Arthur Melo goes away for a year and a half, they can do a couple of clear outs. Allegri confirming that Ramsey is leaving as well. So if around 3 players or 4 leave this January, that means they can recruit in the summer. That's what they want to do. Juve. So they shouldn't be fooling us around. So Arthur Melo, lads, let's keep very, very optimistic. Information saying a deal is close to being agreed. Let's be very, very optimistic. With Dusan Vlahovic, I want to make myself clear. Yes, we've had the rumors, we've reacted to them, we've done all sorts of stories, but this is the information I want you to take as regarding Dusan Vlahovic. Right, this is the information I want you to take as regarding Dusan Vlahovic. And I'm gonna read for you tweet by tweet. Here. So let's start off with the Athletic. Arsenal want a replacement before letting Aubameyang go. Vlahovic is their top target. Arsenal known substantially closer to securing the deal than they were a week ago. With the players' intentions unclear, there is something of a stalemate. Athletic. I think that is the information, lads, I want you to take at the moment. Please and please. That is the information I want you to take at the moment from the Athletic. It just summarizes the whole situation around Dusan Vlahovic. Arsenal want a replacement for Aubameyang. Vlahovic is their target. Arsenal are known substantially closer to securing the deal than they were a week ago. That means there is no move. There is no improvement from a week ago to this week. There's been no substantial improvement as the intentions of the player are very, very unclear. So that is where we are at the moment, lads. And this is from Sky. And they say Dusan Vlahovic is not in Fiorentina's squad for their Serie A match at Cagliari tomorrow. Fiorentina have not given a reason for his absence, but have said that 2 unnamed players have tested for coronavirus. Now, look, this is a story that I've seen FTV pick up as well, and I would love to just give a comment. I think the reason that's why he was not in the squad is not very clear. But that initial statement before the realization that he's not in the squad, that initial statement that two players have been confirmed and have tested positive with coronavirus, I think we can take that. I don't want to be. I want to be very optimistic. I want to believe he's out of the squad because of transfer related reasons. But if that's not the case, right? If that's not the case, then really we don't want to make a fool out of ourselves, really, do we? So we don't want. So the point here is he will not be playing today, but it is not confirmed whether it is because of the deal or because of corona. But I think for me, it's because of corona, because if it was because of the deal, then it would the statements from Fiorentina would be even more furious. Because Fiorentina at the moment, they're just looking for that spark, right? And I doubt Vlahovic is going to give it to them. They're just looking for that spark where he misses training without a good reason, and then they start crying in the media. So I think he might be affected with COVID. I think that's the reason. So guys, in terms of the week, I think that's it. We've also, we are also in very, very close negotiations. An agreement is very close between us and a new goalkeeper. I've spoken about that. Matt Turner voted as best goalkeeper in the Major League Soccer last season. So we are also still looking at that. Right. An update before we get into the game today. Tomiyasu will not be available. It looks like he has picked up an injury. Very, very, very bad news. Very, very bad news. It's confirmed. Arsenal, have confirmed as well that Takehiro Tomiyasu, he was called up for national duty for Japan on the national team, but then he's been ruled out with an injury. So today we might be without Tomiyasu, and it's going to be a heavy blow because I said it in the preview. Burnley, it's all about how you defend your wings, how you defend your flanks. If you can't do that, they're gonna hurt you. They're deadly. They're absolutely deadly. They're gonna hurt you if you can't defend your lines very, very well. So the update, right? That is the update this week. If there is a story you want me to react to this week, I think we've really talked about much. What the club really need. Yuri Tillemans, yes, there is. We saw at the beginning of the week there were talks about Yuri Tillemans and the agent. And the agent of the player, coming at the Emirates Stadium and having talks with us. Now his contract expires in 2023. Leicester will be like, oh my God, we need to sell. But I've been watching a video from Football Daily, right? And one of my best presenters there was ranking moves that are possible and impossible, and he said Tillemans to Arsenal, not possible, right? Not possible. And the reason behind his reasoning was Tillemans in the summer is going to be a hot project, a hot product, and clubs like Liverpool will be interested. And I don't want to disagree with him because I do have the same mentality. I think what Arsenal can do with Tillemans is just wait and see how busy is it going to be around him. He's a very, very top player. I want to silence all the clowns that said after that Tottenham game when Tillemans gave away the ball a couple of times and it really cost them, by the way. And they say don't bring Tillemans close to us and things like that. Look, for me, Tillemans is a good player, but without Ndidi, without a backup, without that strong foundation, he struggles. I don't think that is a point of concern for us now. We have Lokonga, we have Partey. So if Tillemans comes in at Arsenal, it's it's just gonna work out. It's a perfect marriage. So Tillemans, lads, Charlie Watts reporting about that. Obviously, top tier journalist. If we were to rank, the best journalists in football, especially reporting around Arsenal, I would put him up there. Really, Charlie Watts. I'll put him up there. I'll put him up there. But one thing I'm gonna say about Yuri Tillemans. Arsenal shouldn't put all their trust there. It is one that can easily disappoint, right? If City want him, he'll go to City. If Liverpool want him, he'll go to Liverpool. The only chance Arsenal have to sign Yuri Tillemans is around 5%. And that is if other clubs don't want him. That's it, right? Or if we snatch a place back to Champions League, we can talk to him in a very, very strong position. But if we do not go back to Champions League, that means Liverpool and City and whoever is interested will be able to talk to him from a stronger position. But I also trust Arsenal. I feel like we can. Why can't we? Like we can just get that one done. But it's not an easy one. It's a very, very, very difficult one, and it's one that I don't want Arsenal to put all our trust in it. In there. I really don't want. We've been linked with a couple of other players. Isak, of course, back in the news, but it looks like we also Shaddad this week have said they don't want to sell their player. It looks like they would be ready to deal. They would be ready to talk to any clubs and accept any offers later, not now. Later, not now. That is in the summer. Jonathan David, the same story. Arsenal interested, but the club do not want to sell him very, very soon. Yeah. And I think the last player that we've been linked with is Jed Spence. Jed Spence. Again, another player that we are fighting for with a couple of teams, Chelsea and Spurs. He's a fullback. I think Arsenal really need someone who's versatile. I don't know if Jed Spence is that kind of versatile, but we need a player who's very, very versatile. A player who can play on all wings. A player who can be a backup to either the left or on the right. At the moment, it is more on the right. Yeah, it's more on the right. So been linked with Jed Spence, but nothing has been finalized. There is nothing there. Right. So our January transfer window, lads. Then, are you frustrated? How? I know you're furious. How can you even ask me that? Yeah, but that's the question I want you to answer there in the comment section. Are you frustrated? Are you hopeful? Have you given up? Because let me tell you where I am. Let me tell you where I'm standing. And I know around 90 people watching me here. I'm hopeful, but confident, right? I'm very, very hopeful. I'm very confident. We will get a signing. But my disappointment is that we will not get the number of signings we could have got if we had brought in a player in the first 10 days of the window. Because that would have given us ample time to deal with the rest of the signings that we wanted, right? In terms of outgoings, I think we've done well. Incomings, are you frustrated? Are you hopeful? Are you confident? I need to get that from you, lads. If you've not followed me on TikTok, I'm also there, Cossy. So just follow me on TikTok. As simple as that. I think I've been thinking about what to do on TikTok, but since I'm in this, kind of football arena, it doesn't make any sense to create any other content. So I'll be producing footy content on TikTok, but it's not going to be really only Arsenal, but majorly Arsenal, right? Majorly Arsenal, because I'm an Arsenal fan, a big one. 99 Sport. I've done a video about Arthur Melo. Oh, how did I forget this? I've done a video, beautiful video. If you've watched it, please bear me witness. It's a very, very beautiful video about Arthur Melo. Around, as far as I know, around 200 people have watched it. and it's a very, very good video. It breaks down why Arsenal need Arthur Melo, what we need to do, and things like that, and how he will actually impact our season. So check that out. And if you watch on 99 Sport, get involved in the comments, and just tell me which players do you want me to really analyze. I'm a growing analyst, very, very young, very young. So critics, any types of critics are welcome, positive and negative. Just make sure it is okay. I mean, you could just tell me, Cossy, make the videos longer, make the videos shorter, anything like that. I would appreciate, right? So, there we are, lads. Right, it's a Sunday. We have that game coming up against Burnley. So don't forget, I'm having a watch along on 99 Sport. Yeah, I'm going to do a watch along, so I'll go there, try to prepare and see how I'm going to do it. But I'm having a watch along on 99 Sport. If anyone wants to join me there, it's there. Follow me on Twitter it's at Cossy Arsenal, Instagram Cossy_19, on Facebook Cossy's Arsenal Podcast, on TikTok. I'm Cossy. I think I'm Cossy on TikTok. Simple as that. Cossy. Yeah. Right. So let's see what you people are saying in the chat. Thanks everybody for tuning in there on Facebook. Really, really means a lot. I'm glad to have a community that can follow me on a couple of platforms. We are building Facebook as well, slowly. Yeah, we're building Facebook as well. We have not done anything good rather than fake promises. Players out, none in. Edu, Ateta, and Arsenal are killing us slowly. Honestly, I agree with you. I agree with you there. In terms of incomings, it's a slow window. It's been a very, very slow window in terms of incomings. But in terms of outgoings, we've tried. I mean, it's that time when Arsenal make you believe it can't be either way, right? It's that time when Arsenal make you believe it can't be either way, but it can be either way. It can be either way, and that's why I want. That is what I want Arsenal to do. We can bring in a very good. We can bring in a very good, bunch of players, and also let go. Do very good business in terms of letting players go. I want Arsenal to understand that. I want Arsenal to really, really understand that. But the point, and my point really lies, is that in terms of outgoings, let's give some credit. Let's give some credit in terms of outgoings. What do you think? I don't know what you think. I don't know what you think, but let's give some credit in terms of outgoings. Ainsley wanted that game time. Pablo Mari needed that game time. Kolasinac has been a parasite. He needed to go, definitely. Good business, really. Good business, really, in terms of outgoings. Incomings, not yet. I hope it gets better. Yeah, I hope it really, really gets better. Who is coming in now? We are badly off. This is Mark. Mark, let's wait and see. Cossy, personally, how many players do you think Arsenal will sign in January? At first, I wanted 3, and my expectations were 2. Now, because my expectations, have been lowered, I want 2, and my expectations now are 2. And realistically, I think it will be 1. Yeah, that is Cossy being honest. Very, very honest there. But you never know. I mean, let's keep pushing. You never know. Lads, subscribe to 99 Sports. That channel is new. Please make sure you do follow there. We are in 1,000 subscribers. Thanks everybody who's done that. Around 500 people of this podcast have already joined me there. We're having a watch along for Arsenal. Make sure you do join me. Very, very. It's going to be very, very interactive. What is the latest on hope on signing Melo? Hopeful. We are hopeful. Yeah, there is some kind of hope. Honestly, there is some kind of hope. In that Arthur Melo deal, but not very strong. Yeah, not very, very strong. Right. Where else? Where do we talk about? Okay. Uh, let's forget about Vlahovic for God's sake. I think, Arsenal have nothing to lose really now. We have nothing really to lose. I don't think we're going to sign a striker. So let's wait and see. Let's just give it time, 7 days. Keep talking about what's happening, whatever is happening, and the window closes. I think for a striker, it's going to be in the summer. That's where it's going to be hot, hot, hot in the summer. Yeah, that's it. Right, lads, I'm going to call it a show now because I have to rest a little bit and then prepare for that watch along on 99 Sport, Arsenal, Burnley, and a couple of other games. So make sure you do join me there. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and I'll speak to you right in the next one. Thank you so much.
Anywhere you go, anywhere you go.